What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is my Saturday night's main event, I guess part 2 predictions. It's the January 2025 edition of Saturday night's main event. This card felt a little bit rushed, and there's no reason to kind of blame anybody for it, because they kind of scheduled this in a weird area. You have 1 week till Royal Rumble, which it doesn't even feel like Saturday night's main event has been really getting featured in a lot of the stuff. It's really been just the Royal Rumble. But you still got to get some matches on here. But there's not a lot that you got to kind of think that's like going to fully, and I mean fully, make this card right. There's a lot of possibilities that could go with this card. There's a lot of question marks with what you could put on this card. There's a lot of different things. I'm going to first get out the way that I didn't put Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens contract signing on here. I don't expect anything crazy. I don't think Randy's coming back. I don't think there's going to be anything intense. It's really just going to be a way to get some big heat on Kevin Owens, where maybe it's him giving Shawn Michaels a stunner or something like that. So I don't want to put him on here because this is a prediction for the card. But we're still going to talk about a lot of the stuff. We're still going to talk about, what potentially I think is going to happen. And we're going to go like we usually do, to top of confidence to lower of confidence, where the first match you see is my highest confidence I know on my prediction, starting off with Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, which there's a couple things I want to talk about for this match. One, truthfully, love Rhea Ripley, but it kind of shows me that I believe that, WWE either had a plan for Rhea Ripley before Royal Rumble with a competitor, probably maybe Becky Lynch, maybe Charlotte Flair, maybe somebody else, but they didn't know what to do with her. Or they just wanted the belt on Rhea Ripley because she was so hot, but they didn't have a plan. The reason why I say this is because Nia Jax, for example, getting this match kind of is a little interesting to me. You would think she'd be really mad at Tiffany Stratton for cashing in, but of course, instead, she's really mad at Rhea Ripley. Why is that? Can't tell you. Can't tell you one bit. So, Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley, a rematch of almost a year ago, a year, more like 11 months ago, Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. Nia Jax, to me, should be going after Tiffany Stratton. Should have a storyline with that Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax are having. Instead, I think they're going to put it on pause just to give Rhea Ripley and put her on this card. I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley. I don't think there's a chance Nia Jax wins. Maybe a DQ in some way, but it really is, I think, Rhea Ripley winning. They're just going to showcase Rhea Ripley and how dominant she is. I'm expecting her to not have any insane title reign. I'm hoping that's the case because I think short title reigns are nicer. You get to push them more over different talents. Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax is truthfully a great kind of two to go at each other. I think it makes a lot of sense, but I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do with Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley after this. I think after it's really just Nia Jax going on her own to SmackDown. Up next, Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. This is a match that I would expect to see maybe on a SmackDown or something. But these are two big dogs. These are two guys that are going to have a great match. And I'm kind of happy that they chose, let's put it on this card because it's going to showcase the two. Now, I have two things I want to say. One, Jacob Fatu is so over right now. Not maybe over, but so talented. Everyone knows he's going to be so insane in the future. I'm expecting him to win this match, but Braun Strowman's been taking some losses, man. And it kind of sucks. I want Braun Strowman to be kind of involved. Maybe he doesn't care about being back into the world title scene or a mid-card scene. Maybe he wants to just have these good matches. I'm expecting Jacob Fatu to win, but I also want to talk about a DQ. I could see a way where maybe Tama Tonga Loa, but the person I really see being involved is maybe LA Knight taking out Jacob Fatu on this card. I could see a way where LA Knight really gets involved, where he takes out, Jacob Fatu, And then you're having LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu maybe later on in the future, because that's something I predicted that would be with the US title at WrestleMania, but it doesn't look so. I could really just see a way, though, that there's something with a DQ involved so they don't really, hurt Braun Strowman or Jacob Fatu. And I don't think there's any chance Jacob Fatu loses. I think it's Jacob Fatu's match to win. Up next, we have Gunther versus Jey Uso. You might say, Chadwell, why are you not as confident as you are in this match? Because obviously Gunther isn't going to lose. Let me put some self-doubt in your head, okay? Gunther, for how amazing he's been, has not been booked as the dominant champion, okay? Yes, it might appear so, but it's not been kind of booked that way. I just think Jey Uso is so over. He's so amazing. He is somebody that deserves a title reign. And he's the top babyface on Monday Night Raw. The thing is, for me, is that I am leaning towards the camp to say, what are the odds Jey Uso wins? What are the odds Jey Uso has his title entering WrestleMania? Well, what would Jey Uso do? I don't know. And I think that's the only problem that makes me say I really don't think Jey Uso could win, because Jey Uso doesn't have as good of matches I could see happen at WrestleMania. Maybe it's Drew for a rematch. Maybe it's... I'm just trying to think of heels. Kevin Owens. Maybe it's Seth. I don't see CM Punk going after Jey Uso. I don't know. But the one thing that makes me lower on this, and this is truthful, this is the first thing I thought about when this match was announced. There was a rumor a while ago that Goldberg would be showing up for the 27th day, the January 27th episode of Raw in Atlanta. Now, that makes me really a little bit scared that if he was scheduled for there, what are the odds that we get Goldberg interfering with this match, screwing over Gunther, giving Jey Uso the win, and then we get Gunther versus Goldberg entering WrestleMania for a retirement match for Goldberg? Because there's a retirement match that's going to happen for Goldberg. It's just when. Is it WrestleMania? Is it SummerSlam? I couldn't tell you. And I keep thinking, well, what are the odds they do this so they give Jey Uso the title entering WrestleMania? Because you got the feud of Gunther and Goldberg entering WrestleMania. What are you doing with Jey Uso right now? I don't know. And that's where I'm kind of scared. What is Jey Uso going to do at WrestleMania? Is it team up with Jimmy? Is it be a part of an IC title 6-man, a US title 6-man? Is it something like that? I don't know. But all I'm saying is I could see a way where Jey Uso wins, but I'm still going Gunther. I think there's just no chance that Gunther will lose this, because I think there's too many storylines you can have with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, John Cena, Logan Paul. Please God no. I used to love Logan Paul, but man, the way he is as a part-time champ, I'm just kind of done. I'm just done. So that's who I'm going with for now. Up next, and this is my last one, a 4-card kind of match. I just kicked the crap out of this table. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus, I am 50-50 on. I think, let's go to confidence levels for these past matches. Rhea and Nia, I would say 90%. 90% is fair. 95% that Rhea will win. Jacob and Braun, I have to say, I think it's 85 that Jacob wins, or a DQ. Gunther and Jey Uso, 75. This one's 50-50. Maybe even with my prediction 40-60. Just the narrative that Sheamus needs this title and that he keeps trying to go for this title has been just over and over and overly done. And the thing is, I just can't believe they would let Sheamus have another match with Braun Breaker after the last Survivor Series one. And they nonstop have these matches, and Breaker just always wins, and always wins clean. Now, I don't know if you would really switch a title here, because you didn't really switch a title, if I'm not mistaken, at Saturday Night's Main Event. You don't really do anything else with anybody else, whatever. Braun Breaker and Sheamus just screams like the match that could potentially get a title change. But here's the thing. Do they take the title off Breaker? Do they let him hold it till WrestleMania? I'm falling in the camp that's saying Breaker loses. And it's only because they can't keep giving Sheamus these kind of title matches. You can't just keep letting him have it and lose. Keep letting him have it and lose. So for me, my prediction is Sheamus or DQ. I think a DQ is more than likely. And then you set up Breaker, Sheamus, whatever the DQ is, maybe Ludwig, maybe somebody else. And you have that at WrestleMania. Now, what are the odds that we get said Sheamus to just beat Breaker because Breaker got interfered with somebody? Then Breaker goes on to WrestleMania either against Goldberg, a big feud, maybe even potentially winning a Royal Rumble to go against Gunther. I could see it, man. I could see it. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm telling you right now, and this is truthful, if Sheamus wins, they could even have a rematch at WrestleMania and then Breaker wins there. I just have to believe that it's just either DQ or Sheamus. They can't let Breaker beat him clean. If anything, Sheamus gets screwed out of it because of some underhand tactics. They can't let Breaker beat him clean because there's no way they'll let him have a rematch at WrestleMania or at, SummerSlam. Maybe SummerSlam. It just has to be non-clean. That's it. It's either Sheamus or DQ or someone let Breaker win by non-clean. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.